Good morning, Lewis. I am Logan Kapp, along with Hannah Gasick. We hope everyone had a good Easter break last week.
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. We had a nice little much-needed break before finals this past week.
Yeah, I mean, the countdown is here to summer break now and graduation. Also, with that being said, next week is our last show, so you won't want to miss that. But Easter break last week, did you do anything fun for Easter?
We were at my family's house, got to see both sides of the family, but it was, besides that, just a nice relaxing little break. How about you?
Yeah, it was good. We got to go see my uncle's new house, which was a lot of fun, and hang out with the family. And we were outside. I got a little got a little sunburned actually, so that's always a good time, you know. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed finally seeing I feel like we haven't really seen the family in a while. I don't know if that's like the gap between Christmas and Easter is like, you know, kind of a long one between holidays. So, but it was nice to see everyone again. So,
but our last episode next week. That's sad. It went by so fast.
I know, right? As you said before we started, we're in the home stretch now for Good Morning Lewis, which is very sad. But and you're graduating, which is even more sad. But it'll be fun. We got one more left after this, so that will be a ton of fun.
Yep. So on a lighter note, let's start out with our Top Tweet Tuesdays.
Top Tweet Tuesdays. You know, you love it. Top Tweet Tuesday. All right. Well, I think you can start it off.
Let's see our first
tweet number 1.
Oh, so so I just found this page. It's called Dog Rates, and they just post a bunch of pictures of cute dogs, and they rate them. And I love this account now. So I saw this one, and it was just so cute, like the little dog with his little tongue sticking out, having a self-care day.
Yeah.
They rated it a 12 out of 10, and I think I agree with that.
I think so, too. I mean, 12 out of 10 is a pretty solid rating. And I mean, he just looks so relaxed with the
little tongue out.
With the tongue out, yeah. And he does look like a burrito. And Nago, that's a pretty awesome name for a dog. Too. That's a pretty, never heard that before. That's cool. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna have to go follow that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. Or tell my girlfriend about it, because she's like really likes cute dogs. But cool. Well, tweet number 2, if we can see it, please. All right, this is mine. Concluded the regular season this past week with a W. Lewis men's volleyball did against Quincy. They beat them 3-1. And because of that, this Saturday will be the play-in for the MIVA tournament right here at Lewis. So that will be pretty fun. It'll be Lewis versus Purdue Fort Wayne over at Neil Carey Arena. So if you're free on Saturday, come support the Flyers. That'll be a lot of fun. I'll be there having fun, and hopefully we can see a Flyer victory.
Win, yeah.
So like I said, they'll be playing Purdue Fort Wayne, the Mastodons, and it'll be a ton of fun. So if we can see tweet number 3 now, that would be fantastic.
Okay, so I saw this. So if you can see 2 people hugging, apparently you're left-brained. But if you see a dinosaur, you're right-brained. But I see a dog.
Yeah, I see a dog too. When I looked at this first, I thought, if I'm left-brained, does that mean I don't have a brain because I see a dog, or what does that mean?
I remember there's something. Yeah, if you're like left-brained, I don't know, something about being more creative or something is one of them. It's either right or left, but I don't know which one. But I guess I'm neither.
I don't know. I guess I'm no brain. Like I said, I'm the scarecrow without a brain. But yeah, I see I don't even know. How would you see 2 people hugging? Is this supposed to be like them stand? I don't really understand what's going on there. But or even really, no, I guess maybe if this is the tail.
Yeah, that's what
I guess I can kind of see that. We got the back leg and the little arm for the T-Rex, and then what's this guy doing? He's just I don't know.
I didn't notice that actually.
But I don't know. Yeah, that's very strange. Very strange mountain formation there. Tweet number 4 now, if we can see that, and we already know what time it is. It's dad joke time. I had to fire the guy I hired to mow my lawn. He just didn't cut it. He didn't make the cut. Didn't cut it.
Always ending with those dad jokes.
And end with the dad jokes, and it's getting time to start mowing the lawn already. So you gotta bust out the lawnmower and drive around. We just got a new riding lawnmower, actually. That's really funny. But yeah, we'll have to cut the grass now because it's so nice outside. But all right, well, we also have a couple TikToks that we can take a look at if we can.
Yo, check it out.
What phone is that?
This is my favorite phone. I'm
All right. Well, this one was one that I saw the other day, and I don't know if you're how familiar you are with the iCarly universe,
Yes,
but
the pair phones that
the
they had.
Pearphone is, I don't know if that's an actual thing, but like I just wanted to talk about that for a second because the length that they went to in that show to like really like sell
really?
homes, like everything was pear-shaped.
Yeah, everything was pear-shaped.
You know, they went with the phone, the tablet, I mean, it was like they created a whole universe of pear-shaped devices, and I really applaud the commitment to the production team there for all of that. But then, and I also, for the longest time, thought it was like a real thing.
I mean, it's believable because I mean, why not?
Yeah,
Apple
especially
makes phones pear.
when you're like a kid, you don't. I mean, I didn't know any better. You know, I thought like, oh
Like,
well,
I want a pear
Yeah, I
phone.
want a pear phone. I mean, that was back in when I had a flip phone, and then I had one of those slide like
slide
keyboard
ones,
phones.
yeah.
You know, for I was really cool when I was younger, but I really wanted a pear phone, and I still kind of want a pear phone.
I know, I love that, Carly. I loved seeing their pear phones.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we have one more TikTok to take a look at. So if we can please see that.
So I saw that on TikTok, and I automatically thought of like Foursquare. It's like Foursquare volleyball. And I remember playing that like at recess in like 2nd through like 8th grade. We would play Foursquare like at
Right.
recess, and that just reminded me of it, playing, except in volleyball form, which I've never seen before. But
Really? Because I remember playing four-sided volleyball at like
Really?
summer camp when I was younger.
No,
You never heard of that?
no.
Really? Because I don't quite remember the rules on how
Yeah,
like
how
it
how
like
does it work?
I really don't remember, but I remember it being a lot of fun, and plus I'm not very skilled at volleyball, so having more area to try and keep it in
yeah, it
bounds
probably
was.
makes it easier. 'Cause
I mean, I felt like it did because you got now the whole like
Right,
any
yeah,
way
you
you
got-
hit it is in
yeah,
bounds,
right,
you know, instead of like you just have to hit it straight.
But yeah, it'd
So,
probably be easier. I can hit it anywhere, all 3 corners.
yeah, right. Well, it didn't make me any better at it. So, but up next we are sharing some feel-good stories that we hope can brighten your day just a little bit with our feel-good flyers segment. Feel-good flyers, we love that. The first one is about a bunny. This bunny is the newest member of a California police department. We have a photo of it that you'll see in a second right there. The Yuba City police officer Ashley Carson found the lost rabbit in the middle of a road last October. She took the rabbit to animal control, but he was not claimed by his family. So the department named him Officer Percy after the street he was found on. Officer Percy now has his own tiny canine harness and is serving as the department's wellness and support officer. So that's kind of fun. Police rabbit,
Yeah,
police
I've
bunny.
never seen a police rabbit, and he looks so cute in his little harness.
I know. Yeah, I wonder. Hopefully, he has some. Maybe he can sniff out the carrots or something if they're looking for some carrots. I don't know. He can do something,
He
or
can do
just look
something,
cute.
yeah,
Be the
it's-
mascot. I don't
yeah,
know.
Either way, it works.
He's got something fun. Yeah.
Another
but,
animal story too. Decades of conservation efforts have paid off for India's tiger population. According to the latest census, more than 3,000 tigers roamed the Indian wild last year. That's more than double the population in 2006 when it reached record lows. Part of the reversal was the development of 53 reserves. Tiger numbers started declining. Poaching also played a factor. India banned tiger hunting in 1972, but it still is a major threat.
Have you watched Tiger King? First of all,
I have watched
You
Tiger
have,
King.
and that was like the show of 2020.
I was gonna say of quarantine. That was my
right?
quarantine thing. Yeah,
exactly.
watching Tiger
But
King.
that taught me a lot about the tiger industry. Like I didn't realize it was such a booming thing in this
yeah.
country, and that there was more tigers in captivity than there was in the wild.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even
No,
realize
yeah,
that.
like some people even have tigers as pets. I'm like,
Well, yeah, people like Joe Exotic.
Yeah, Joe Exotic.
have a little exotic pet habit, but I feel like if nothing else, that show at least taught the public a little bit about the tiger
Yeah,
industry.
definitely.
I know I talked about before the Great Wolf Ranch over in Lockport
Yeah.
with the guy who has the pet tiger, and he is one of those tiger people who just takes the tiger around to places, and I don't know. I feel like once the tiger grows past like mild, small cat size,
right? Like,
then I don't know, what happens because then it becomes a little
It
bit
becomes-
too
yeah,
big,
then-
and it could like bite your face off. So
Yeah, kinda
that
scary, but-
is quite dangerous. So no pet tigers for me. I don't know about you.
Me either. Me
But
either.
yeah, I'm going to stick away from that. But on a little bit more of a lighter note, for a limited time, you can get married in a Wienermobile. Oscar Mayer says it will host weddings in its first Wienermobile of Love coming this weekend. And where else would this event take place but in Las Vegas? Wouldn't expect anything less than Vegas. The company says couples can book a 30-minute spot online or join the wait list if demand is too high. They should come with a valid Las Vegas wedding license. Oscar Mayer says it will foot the bill, on-site bill, provide a photographer, and even have hot doggers on hand to serve as witnesses.
I mean, that's interesting. Using the Wienermobile for marriage purposes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, all the power to them, I guess. I periodically I see the job listing for driver of the Wienermobile. So
Now that would be a good job.
I mean, it would be fun drive around. I mean, you get a lot
can
of
do
attention.
weddings now.
And do weddings. I wonder if that's part of the job description. You have to be able to marry people. Maybe you dress as a hot dog. That would be quality. I like that a lot.
The hot dogger. The hot dogger is witness.
And
so
what
that-
is a hot dogger?
I have no idea. Maybe it is someone dressed up as a hot dogger. I don't know.
Maybe.
Made a cake made of hot dogs too for the wedding.
A cake?
Yeah, you see the thing? It was made out of hot dogs.
Whoa, no, I didn't see that. What the heck? I want a cake made. Like, was it actual hot dogs or was
Yes,
it cake?
it was hot dogs standing up, and it was.
Are you sure it wasn't cake?
Well, maybe there was cake in the middle of it, but on the outside it was hot dogs.
Oh,
That's
cake
for sure.
and hot dogs?
I don't know if that's a good mix.
I don't know. Yeah, I had one friend one time. Speaking of hot dogs and cake, he just ate the hot dogs raw, and like uncooked hot dogs. Not a fan of that.
Disgusting.
I not a fan of that. Would not do that. And hopefully the hot dogs on the cake are at least cooked,
Yeah,
right? Well, that was quite the interesting segment. Right now, though, we have another episode of Learning with Logan. I got to travel all the way to Toronto, Canada to go to the Hockey Hall of Fame, and hopefully I learned a little bit. Hopefully you do as well. Let's take a look at it right now. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a very special Learning with Logan episode. We are here in Toronto, Canada at the Hockey Hall of Fame. We're going to go see what we can learn in there. Let's go take a look.
Yes, that's right. I made the trip from Lewis University to Toronto, Canada to cross an item off my bucket list, the Hockey Hall of Fame. Built in 1885, Brookfield Place has been the home to the Hockey Hall of Fame since it moved there in 1993. The 60,000 square foot building is home to 15 different exhibits, where museum goers can see memorabilia and equipment used by some of the most recognizable names in hockey, as well as the king of all sports trophies, Lord Stanley's Cup. The Hall of Fame is home to two of the three current versions of the Stanley Cup. The original cup that was made in 1892, dubbed the Dominion Hockey Challenge Cup, was purchased and donated by Lord Stanley himself. It is now on display right here in Lord Stanley's vault, alongside all the retired rings from the Stanley Cup inside the Hall of Fame. Moving outside from the vault, we find ourselves in the world-famous Great Hall. This is the proverbial home for the Stanley Cup when it's not on the road with a winning team. It also houses other trophies like the Conn Smythe. This one's given out to the MVP of the NHL playoffs, with the most recent winner being Cale Makar in 2022. Quite possibly the coolest part of the whole museum is where you can see the names of all the Hall of Fame inducted players, coaches, general managers, and officials. Currently, there are 292 players, 113 team builders, and 16 on-ice officials that have been inducted. The largest exhibit at the Hall of Fame is the Legends of Hockey Room. This exhibit pays tribute to some of the greats of the game from both the past and the present. Jarome Iginla is one of those players. Iginla was inducted into the Hall of Fame as a part of the class of 2020. He played over 1,500 games in the NHL, netting 625 goals and 675 assists. One of the hometown legends in the Legends of Hockey Room is Chris Chelios. Shelley finished his Hall of Fame career as the league leader in games played by a defenseman with 1,651. He also tallied 948 total points over his career. Now, it wouldn't be the Hall of Fame if we didn't talk about the greatest to ever do it, Wayne Gretzky. There is a lot of 99 memorabilia around the hall, but the coolest thing of Gretzky's is the actual net that he scored his 802nd goal on to break the scoring record and solidify him as the greatest of all time. Now moving from one of the greatest players of all time to one of the greatest teams of all time, the Montreal Canadiens. The Hall of Fame houses a 2-scale replica of the Montreal Forum Canadiens locker room. This is where the Canadiens would win 23 Stanley Cup championships between 1924 and 1996. They've won more cups than any other NHL franchise and are considered to be the most historic franchise in all of hockey. The Hall of Fame also has various interactive exhibits, one of which is a full-scale TSN set, which is Canada's premier sports broadcasting network. They even let goofballs like me live out the dream of one day being an on-air hockey broadcaster. The last thing that we saw on our trip through the Hall of Fame was the goalie mask exhibit. This exhibit displayed masks from old to new, starting with some of the first masks ever worn in the NHL by goalie Jacques Plante. This exhibit is meant to show how goalie masks have evolved over time. It also puts an emphasis on the personal touch that each goaltender puts on his mask. Overall, I feel like I learned a lot at the Hockey Hall of Fame. It's a must-see for any hockey fan, I can assure you that. I'm looking forward to my next opportunity to swing by.
Hey, that was the Hockey Hall of Fame. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Learning with Logan. Hopefully you learned something. I know I did. I had a lot of fun in there checking it out. If you get the chance, come and check it out in Toronto. It's the NHL Hockey Hall of Fame. It's a lot of fun. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Great Morning with Logan segment all the way from Canada. So that's it for us for Good Morning Lewis today. We will see you next Tuesday.
Make sure you tune in next week as it'll be our last Good Morning Lewis of the semester. Hannah's last Good Morning Lewis of all time.
Yeah.
It is very sad. Hopefully you have a good week. We will see you next week. Peace. I had to say peace.